Hi, I'm Kate, and today I'm watching The Haunting of Hill House, episode 4. So, when I'm watching the show, I'm like the younger siblings where I'm seeing ghosts everywhere, and I cut out a lot of, ooh, was that something moving in the background? Was that a ghost? And when I'm editing, I'm like the older siblings where I'm explaining away and telling myself, no, you didn't actually see anything. And then, of course, this led to me in the previous episode actually cutting out a ghost, so I'll insert that now. It looked like there's like a face in the stairs, but and moving forward, I'm just going to leave in every guess and assumption that I have. So, in the previous episode, we get Theo's story, and she is the middle sibling. In the present day, she is a child therapist, a child psychologist, and in the flashbacks to when they're living in Hill House, we see her have an experience with an entity in the middle of the night, and it holds her hand, and to me, that seemed to awaken some sort of innate powers. All the children seem to have like psychic sensitivities, but they manifest in different ways. And for Theo, it's through touch. She can touch an item and sense its importance or its use or its history. And she can touch other human beings and get a sense of their feelings as well as possibly see the future. And that is the reason why she wears gloves that we find out, because she doesn't want to constantly be flooded and inundated with images that she doesn't want. And then we have those flashback scenes to 6 years ago, or 6 years from the present timeline. And this is when Stephen is selling his first book, which is The Haunting of Hill House, and Shirley has issue with him doing that and publishing their stories. So he makes a deal with them that they will get a certain percentage of the royalties of each sale. Theo ends up taking the deal to get her PhD, and in those flashback scenes, she says, I'm stuck in the middle. And as I've been saying, the younger two siblings seem to be having the most experience with the entities. They seem to be having the most traumatic experiences. They're seeing them all the time and being told that they're not there. And then we have the older two siblings, which see things but explain away their experiences and try to make sense of them. Then Theo is in the middle, and she's told by her mom that they all have these abilities to some degree. It's passed down through her side of the family, and I'm wondering how much Theo believes about like the ghosts, because her sense of touch is more about getting feelings and seeing things, but not necessarily the entities are ghosts. And we see in the present day where she's working with this one particular child who talks about Mr. Smiley and how he's terrorizing her, and it turns out that she created this creature to protect herself. And she built up this brick wall that Theo talks about, that you don't want to let anybody in, or you don't even want to face the truth yourself. So you put this brick wall up. And that brick wall was so strong that when Theo tried to touch her, to shake her hand and see what the child wasn't sharing, she couldn't get through. The child was protecting herself so much that she even implanted Mr. Smiley into Theo's head. And through her investigation, we find out that Mr. Smiley is not real. Like I had said, that the child invented it to protect herself, to protect her psyche. And then in the flashback scenes, Theo sends Luke down in the dumbwaiter to a basement that nobody knew existed. They were trying to send him up, but I think the entity, the house, took over and brought him down into this unknown basement, and he sees an entity come out and it reaches for him. He rips a piece of his shirt off. The parents say that it's from the elevator, and Theo, again, does an investigation, and she finds the entrance to this hidden basement. She finds that piece of Luke's shirt, and when she's holding it, she goes, "You were so scared." And I'm wondering if, when she sees what Luke and Nell see, does she think it's a case of like the child from this episode who created Mr. Smiley? Does she think that her siblings are creating these ghosts, or does she actually believe them and see them? And that's another thing where Theo says after they catch the perpetrator that was harming this little girl, she goes, she just needed somebody to believe her. And in the flashback scenes, Luke tells Theo, nobody believes me. Nobody believes that I see Abigail. Nobody believes that I saw the creature in the basement. And Theo says, like, I believe you. I'm the one to believe you. And she's the one believing these kids. But does she actually, like, know what she's believing, if that makes sense? She believes that they had a traumatic experience, but does she actually believe that it's a real ghost? Or is she just, I believe that you saw that, and there is an explanation for it. And then I also just really liked how in episode 2 we saw Shirley talk with her kids when they were trying to sneak a peek at Aunt Nellie in the preparation room while she's being embalmed, and she has a really great conversation with them. She's being honest about what she knows and what she doesn't know, and we see in episode 3, or in the previous episode, that Theo helped to coach her through what to say. And I think whenever we see the kids together, they're stronger and they work better together. And obviously now all of them separated, they're all going through their own traumatic and hard experiences. So now I'm assuming we're going to be following Luke, because we're going in order from the oldest to the youngest children. Nellie's not really around anymore, but I'm assuming if we do get her story, it will be the next episode, episode 5. This is just me guessing. So I have a feeling this one is about Luke, and we've seen quite a bit of Luke younger in the flashbacks, living in Hill House, and we've only seen him quite briefly in the present, and he does not seem to be doing well. We've seen that he's been in and out of rehab several times, but I think that there's a lot of explanation for that, and I think him and Nellie were going through a lot more than the other siblings can even understand. I'm really intrigued to see what Luke has been seeing and going through. And back to the kids and each of them having innate abilities but manifesting in different ways. Are Nellie and Luke's abilities, or what do they see? When their mother was explaining to Theo about all of them having sensitivities and that it's something that's passed down through her side of the family, she mentions that Nellie is always saying that the house is loud. And in one scene where they're in that sick room playing with that, the little game of telephone, Luke says that the house, or that room that they're in, smells very bad. I've talked long enough, so let's get into the episode.
He was in the basement. He even ripped my shirt, and they still didn't believe me. They don't even believe me about you.
Is this Abigail?
You believe me, don't you, Abigail?
She's got that creepy little kid bob.
Could pull a face out of a lot of things. Water, mud, leaves. I get a little older, I start messing around with liquor, and drugs, and I was going down all the wrong routes. 2004, my second tour in Iraq, my company secured the ruins of a bombed-out hospital in Baghdad, and we came across this little Iraqi girl. She was burnt up, dead. Anyway, 6 months later, I'm back in the States, and pretty soon I start seeing that little dead girl's face everywhere.
Like Stephen said, not all ghosts are ghosts.
And pretty soon, before I know it, I'm using again. So one night, I drop a little acid, and there she is. So I grabbed this knitting needle, and all I could think about was how to make it stop. So then I'm blind. Thing is I still see her. Well, I can't see anything else. I'm here. 2 months I've been clean. So too late. I leaned on my habit to get rid of that face, and my habit made sure that I never would.
2 months is 2 months.
Any of our newbies want to share? Luke, how about you?
I wonder what he's gonna say.
I didn't follow that. You kidding me?
He's just, I see actual ghosts.
60? 90?
Oh, what happened? He was 90 days clean 2 days ago.
Thank you. Welcome. Luke, addict.
Hi,
I've never had this much time before. 90 days. So here goes.
4, 5,
Does Abigail like his little best friend? Oh, he's
6,
protecting himself.
7.
It's normal for kids to have imaginary friends, nightmares.
What?
Go ahead, I'm listening.
This house is bad, Dad. It's bad.
Boy, oh boy, we could have a heck of a yard sale, guys. Has anyone seen Nellie?
Winnie, she does what you do.
Oh, it's okay. I just thought she might like these cool old buttons I found upstairs.
Can I have the hat?
I think it's too big for you, honey.
I don't know. You'll grow into it. That is a big boy hat, all right. But you know, big boys, they know the difference between what's real and what's imaginary. So what do you say, champ? You like it?
Little Luke
He
is so
loves
freaking cute.
Well, how do you know that?
It's a twin thing.
Oh, they
You
are
two go and play.
twins. So do they have like twin abilities?
I'm having a total deja vu right now.
What do you see?
2 tables, advancing colors. Mom and Dad sitting in reading chairs that face each other. Kids' books are on the lower shelves, so even the little boy with the wheelchair can reach his favorites.
So she kind of has like Theo abilities almost.
I see an accident waiting to happen if you don't pull those down. Bodies swinging back and forth right there.
Yeah.
Does that hint at something we're going to see?
I never know how far back to go. Like, do I cover high school? Or do I just start with, I briefly lived in a haunted house? Hey. You okay?
Is she real?
Something's bothering you tonight. You're 9 months clean, Joey. 9 months.
I meant to tell you your brother called earlier.
See, well,
Yeah, I wanted to know if you were here.
that's typical.
You should call him back tomorrow. Tell him about your chip. 10 o'clock, Joey.
The lady's cell block.
Yeah, because Steven said in the first episode he got his 90-day chip when he checked in on him, but then we saw Luke coming out of his apartment clearly having used. So something happens in these 2 days. We saw this. He's gonna wake up because Nellie's in the house. Nellie's in the red room. It's a twin thing. Go where? To the house? Leave this place.
You ready? Ready. I'm sending down 3 buttons. Ready? I said I'm ready.
Is he using his hat?
I got 2. Maybe we can drop some other stuff to shake it loose. Like what? There were some rocks in the garden. Pretty ones. Abigail showed me one in.
Wonder what's holding on to that.
You're scared. No, I'm not. I can tell. How? Because I'm scared.
They are brave, though, because they always do end up going and investigating.
Nellie's still down there? I was right. There's nothing. It was probably just
Is
Theo.
the door gonna, like, slam shut or something? Oh, there's a face.
As you've all heard by now, Joey chose to leave treatment in the middle of the night. There's a reason why the program encourages us to stay out of personal relationships the first year.
We're not in a relationship.
Any kind of relationship. Luke.
I'm fine.
Luke.
I'm just getting some air.
Luke.
Hi, this is Nell. Please leave a message after the beep.
Hey, it's me. I had a moment last night, one of those. I just want to make sure that you're okay.
And Nellie was really concerned about Luke's safety when she was calling everybody else. What's he see? The bowler hat. That's a very large man. Whose room is he going into? His feet aren't touching the ground. Did he take a ride on those ropes? We got his hat back. I would have been screaming so many times by now. Oh, he's staking out waiting for her.
Hey,
Hey, how'd you know where to find?
know her spots. I found her. We're coming back. We can be there in 20 minutes.
This isn't a hotel, Luke. You know that. You know that we're full up.
And we need these beds for people who actually want to get well.
Look, I need a place where she can come down safe.
I'm sorry.
But you did it to yourselves.
I told you not to follow me. Why did you? I'm sorry.
If I can get you a motel,
Do you have money?
oh,
Can you get money? What about your sisters or your brother? Do you think you can call them?
I'll get some, okay? And I'm gonna get you clean again. You got anything left?
No, Luke. Joey, no. Okay, money.
That should get us most of the way.
He looks normal sized now. I guess when you're a kid, everything looks bigger.
Still can't believe you came after me.
Well, my sister kind of told me to. Kind of in each other's heads. You know, it's been like that since we were kids. It's a twin thing.
I don't think that's what the
broke my
go
foot,
meant.
And Nell called me a few minutes later, and she was just watching TV, and her ankle just went nuts. For a moment, he kind of reminded me of her.
I was gonna say he cares so much about her because he's looking for that sibling-sister relationship he had with her.
When we get there, just hang back. I don't want her to see your eyes. She'll know, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Steven's wife, so this is his old house.
Who?
Hey, Lee. How you doing?
How are you?
I'm good. I'm really, really good. 90 days good, in fact.
Yeah, I can tell you look different.
So good, I got a day pass. Is Steve here?
He didn't tell you.
Tell me why.
No, Steve is not coming back soon, maybe ever. He doesn't live here anymore. We separated a month ago.
Why?
I would really rather not get into that.
I mean, I want to know why too.
Listen, I'm clean. 90 days, like I said.
And I said, that's great.
Lee, I need to borrow some money. Just a little.
Jesus.
No, it's not like that.
We have been through this over and over. I am proud of you. I am. But you have to talk to Steven. You know what he's gonna say.
You're not serious. I am. They'll hang a toy phone around your neck and you have to wear it all day, maybe longer. Yes, it's like the scarlet letter for violating the phone rule. So Luke tells me you're a writer.
I did. I'm surprised you mentioned it.
Where do you get your ideas from?
I write about haunted houses mostly. And haunted people. I'm afraid there's no shortage of them.
I mean, Luke's a great writer too.
Yeah?
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
you should show them the one about the short story with the imaginary little friend in the garden, the one that
Abigail.
Yeah. Abigail.
Yeah.
I keep telling him he should publish it. Off his name alone. Maybe get a sweet place like this for himself. I mean, you guys, this is so awesome. You guys got it all, man. Nothing left to do except maybe fill this place up with some kids, I guess.
Oh, is that what they split about?
So what's different this time? Something must be. I mean, you know the definition of insanity, Steve. Doing the same thing over and over.
And expecting different results. Sure, man. Like every day is different. Every craving is different. Every meeting is different.
Right. I'm not trying to suggest that you're not taking this seriously.
He is being a bit rude about it.
It looks like the same thing over and over again, but that's not insanity. Out there on the streets, that's insanity.
Yeah.
No, it's the same thing over and over again, in spite of the result, or in spite of a backslide, or in spite of a full-fledged fucking relapse. Doesn't mean you stop just because it gets a little repetitive. One day at a time.
Is it normal to bring a friend home on a day pass?
Yeah, it happens.
Look, I get it. She's charming. She's articulate. She's funny. Might even say slick.
You know, she stayed up with me that first week when I was coming down. They're freezing all the time. Muscle aches, stiff as boards, nausea, shakes.
I wouldn't know.
Well, she does. I just wanted to bring a friend to dinner, and you're not even giving her a chance.
No, I guess I'm not.
Why not?
I'm fresh out of those. I gave them all to you.
Why even have him over for dinner then?
I just want you to be careful is all.
I'm doing good, Steve.
Just because someone's a good person, just because you care about them, doesn't mean they won't burn you.
That's all I wanted. 30 days clean so you could make me feel like shit again.
Luke.
Fuck you.
Also, something I've noticed that I didn't bring up. Ooh, is he gonna see Nell again? So at this point, he wants it. Oh, okay, he didn't see her. And he isn't an addict, he was just very cold. I was gonna say, in the flashback scenes, it's very warm lighting. It's oranges and browns. And on all these present day, it's very cool toned.
Should be enough for a night, maybe two. And some food. Oh, here.
Amazing. Amazing.
I want a clean hotel, no junkies on the sidewalk.
Man, I don't know if I'm making another couple blocks to that place. I'll just pop into the little junkies room and be back in a minute. You got a fever?
Yeah, maybe. My arms and legs, you know, muscle aches. No, I'm fine.
I don't know, maybe Steve was right. I feel like she knew he was gonna go after her, and she was able to get him money, and... or he was able to get her money.
What are you doing?
Be back in a flash.
Is she going to be used down there?
Come on, let's keep going.
I don't think she's peeing.
Joey! Joey!
Or did she just take off without him?
Joey! I actually don't know what I want to say here.
So he is still technically
You know,
clean
I'm
then.
not- It's taken me 10 years to get 90 days clean. And I'm starting step 4, which is always the one that does me in. Now, I've been called a lot of things in my life, but fearless is not one of them.
But he still always went after to investigate what he was hearing or seeing.
I thought I'd get braver as I got older, but I didn't. I just got scared of anything. My mom committed suicide when I was 6 years old. And my siblings and I were sent to live with her aunt. So I guess I just expected her to come back. I mean, Mom, she never came back, of course, but other things from when I was a kid, they came back. I guess that's why I started using in the first place, you know? I have to keep those things away.
He's just not letting up.
You know, my family, they're not gonna believe this. They never really believe me. And I don't blame them. I couldn't help her.
We've been waiting for you to call.
There's something I need to tell you.
Please let me come back, please.
Where are you? We'll come get you.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Is that how many steps it was to Nell's bed from his?
Awake. Well, yeah, 'cause you're awake. I saw her again.
The bent neck lady.
Bent neck lady. Mommy and Daddy don't believe me.
They only have each other. They only
I got
believe each
an
other.
idea. You need 7, and you set them up like this. Mom, Dad,
Oh.
Steven, Churl,
Oh, the
Theo,
7 of them.
You, me. 1, 2, 3.
Oh. Maybe stay in the light, though. Then the guy won't be there. I guess it's kind of like addiction, too. It's always right there behind you.
Come home, my love.
I couldn't help her. I couldn't help her. My arms and legs are stiff, but I didn't use. I wasn't using.
Because Nellie's gone.
You believe me, right? You gotta come with me. Look. What? It's Nell. Nell's dead.
The twin thing, that's why he's feeling so stiff and cold.
Hell. It was suicide. Maybe it wasn't.
That was episode 4. That was a tough one. I love Luke's character. I love little Luke. I think the actor portraying him as an adult is doing a really fantastic job portraying his emotions. And I think we saw a lot less flashbacks. I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I feel like we saw less flashbacks for Luke than we did the other kids. And we focused a lot more on the present day. And we see that he's a really good person. And he really cares a lot for other people. And I think when he meant about Joey that he saw her as a sister figure and he didn't see her as a romantic partner, I think that was absolutely true. And he was just so trusting. And I think, Stephen at that dinner flashback they were showing the 2 months prior was definitely being very cold. I think it was more to do with what was going on in his own life, and he was kind of taking it out on Luke. But I also think he wasn't wrong in warning Luke to not trust everybody, and the people that are closest to you can hurt you the most. It was unfortunate that Joey ended up being what Stephen said she was, but as Joey said, it's, when it comes to addiction and recovery, it's all about doing the same thing over and over again and taking one day at a time, and who's to say in the future that she's not going to get it together. But poor Luke, that man in the bowler cap was gigantic in his youth, but it seemed to be about normal size in the present day timeline, and it's always following him. And I believe that's the reason for his use of narcotics, is to try and keep that man with the bowler cap away. And the less he uses, the more frequently he sees him. But again, I think that the siblings are being called back to the house. Something is calling them back. There's got to be something evil there, because he said Nell didn't take her own life, and he knows who did it. So I'm wondering if in the next episode we'll get to see maybe a little bit more of what Luke's talking about, because I'm hoping the next episode is going to be Nell-centric, and obviously that will have to be, primarily flashback scenes, so we can see more of the bent neck lady, maybe her origin stories, and what is calling them back to this house. I'm sure also that the man with the bowler cap constantly following around Luke is also like an analogy, or it's some kind of imagery for addiction. It's always on your, addiction is always on your back. It's always at the back of your mind, and it's always following you around. I just don't think I'm smart enough to get the overall message, but that did seem to be a part of the storytelling, I think. I'm hoping to, I would assume, because we still have, this was only episode 4, we have 6 more episodes left, that we'll get a lot of the origin stories of these ghosts, who exactly they were, the old woman in the bed that was calling for Clara, the man with the bowler cap. I think we're going to see more about, I don't think anything is pointed out in this show for it to not have meaning. So when in the flashback, the mother saying to the father, get rid of those ropes or people are going to be swinging from them, I'm sure that's going to come back into play at some point. But why do they want these kids back at this house so badly? So that was episode 4, and I will see you in episode 5. Can you get up for a second, Lucy? Do you want a treat?